Hey there. Today we're going to talk about a really important theorem and formula, and this is the Pythagorean Theorem. You've probably seen this before, but we absolutely want to make sure that you see this because this is extremely important. It's something you're going to use when you move on in math, and something you're definitely going to be using when you get to trigonometry. So the Pythagorean Theorem is for any right triangle. And with any right triangle, we can use the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the two shorter sides of the triangle, also called legs, and c is the longest side of the triangle, called the hypotenuse. And it's really important that we know that a and b are the two shorter sides and c is the longest side, because some of the problems that we're given, we're not told directly what a, b, and c are. We're just given a diagram, or we may have to draw a diagram in order to figure out where to put our numbers. All right, so for these first two problems here, we are told directly what A, B, and C are. All we have to do is find the missing side. So I'm going to take my formula and I'm going to plug in my numbers. So I'm going to replace A with 6 and B with 8. Since I don't know C, I just leave C alone. And then I'm going to work this out. So 6 squared, that's 6 times 6 is 36. And 8 squared, 8 times 8 is 64. Well, if I add 36 plus 64, that should give me 100. Now, in order to figure out what c is, because this is c squared, I have to take the square root of 100. And we can use our calculators for that, and you should end up with c equals 10. So the missing side of our triangle, which we have not drawn, we just know what the side lengths are, the missing side has a length of 10. Now down here with this problem, we're going to use the same formula, still using a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But this time, I'm not trying to find c, I'm trying to find a. So my numbers are going to be plugged in for b and for c. All right, so a is going to stay the way it is for right now. 12 squared, 12 times 12 is 144. And then we need to do 13 squared, which should be 169, but I'm going to double check that on my calculator. Yep, we get 169. So now I need to solve for this a over here, so I need to cancel out the 144. So I'm going to subtract 144 on both sides. These cancel out, and when I subtract these, I get 25. So if I want a, I need to take the square root of 25. And if we take the square root of 25, we should just get a regular 5. So that means my missing side has a length of 5 here. Okay, so here we're given a diagram of a triangle. We aren't necessarily told what A, B, and C are, so we have to figure out which numbers go where in our formula. Well, we said that the two shorter sides were always A and B. Those are the legs. And if you look here at this triangle, the two shorter sides are going to be 6 and also x. The longest side is always the side that's across from our 90-degree angle, this little square right there. So A and B are 6 and x, and our longest side is C, which is 7.5. Now, I could say that A is 6, or I could say that A is x, as long as I said that B was the other one. It doesn't really matter which one we choose. I'm just going to go ahead and say that A is 6 and B is x. So now all we have to do is plug into our formula. Six squared will give us 36. And I'm going to use my calculator to figure out what 7.5 squared is. Gives us 56.25. We're going to leave that like it is. It's okay, we can work with decimals. So now if we want to solve for b, we're going to need to subtract this 36. And if I subtract 56.25 minus 36, it should give me 20.25. Next thing we want to do is we want to take our square root, because b is going to be equal to the square root of this. And we're going to want our calculators for that. And this will give us 4.5. So our missing side right here, this x, has a length of 4.5.